We're also joined by Coach Des Walker, a.k.a. Samurai Sack. If you guys don't know, you know James Houston. What up, man? I wanted to ask you, because obviously I know you're working with Keon White, who's been making some name or some waves after the Senior Bowl and Senior Bowl practices. But is there any other up-and-comers you got in this 2023 class with you that you can see making some waves as soon as they get an opportunity on the field?
Oh, absolutely, man. I've been working with my guy Miles Murphy since the 10th grade. Miles Murphy has been a guy that throughout his whole history of his career, man, he was able to stand up. He was able to have his hands down. He was able to play inside the tackles, outside the tackles. So it makes him a very versatile threat and an extremely great contributor once he gets drafted. I believe he's projected to be somewhere in the top 20, top 15, Miles Murphy. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see him. A great combination of both speed and power as well as finesse, man. I'm looking forward for Miles Murphy coming out of Clemson into this year's draft.
Yeah, when you're looking at Miles Murphy, they're talking about he could even be up there in the top 10. Even that's a guy that the Lions are looking at as somebody they could add to that rotation. And just like, how important is it for – because I talked about this when we talked about Aiden Hutchinson at the beginning of the year. I said he was getting too much snap count. He was playing 95% of snaps. And you look at guys like Nick Bosa, Myles Garrett, different players like that. They're playing, 80s to at the high side 90s. How important is it for that kind of rest throughout the game for a pass rusher or an edge rusher to kind of get that burst, keep that burst when it really counts in the fourth quarter or the second half of games?
Oh, man, you hit on the point, man. Man, you need help. The one thing that helps a pass rusher is help. Let's take a look at how Von Miller's situation at the Broncos. He didn't have help.
Mm-hmm.
Chubb was hurt. Malik Reed was in and out of the rotation, man. So as a rotation, that helps. But I got a big but for you. Let me add this in. Man, don't make no excuse for Aiden, man. He got them young legs. Let him go out there and make it. I feel you, man. Go let him make it. What they say? Let him go through the trial and error period, man, and that help a lot. But hey, I see you be on Madden GM mode.
Yeah.
That rotation. The rotation does help a lot as well. But I'll say this: him being a younger player, getting the experience, throwing him in the fire, that can help a player down the line, especially in his confidence coming into the next season. So, yeah, and I'm not making no excuse for Aiden. He still got work, man.
With Aiden, do you see any similarities to guys that you've worked with in the past that are having success in the league, like a Max Crosby or anything like that? And not just because they're white, I swear.
No. Hey, let me talk to you something. They'll say that all the time because, like, when Aiden was coming out, I was talking to somebody. They was like, "Hey, man, you know what Aiden reminds me of?" And this is when he got drafted. Man, he can be like Kyle Vanderbosch. I'm like, no, they just the first white edge with the Detroit Lions, man.
Jared Allen. I remember that too, yeah.
Now, I'll say this. I don't want to particularly put him, but I would say this. I would put him in the category, between 6'5", 6'7", them taller big D ends with the Mario Williams, the Julius Peppers, the bigger ends. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me another. Not Chandler Jones, taller, not necessarily the play style, but like the bigger ends that has a lot of speed to power and just a little bit of wiggle. So I like him in that upper echelon type deal with Aiden Hutchinson being a bigger end that could. They had him standing up this year, which is something that was quite interesting. My full evaluation as Aiden, man, he's a true 4-3 defensive end. I'm keeping his hand to the dirt. But, hey, the more you can do, hey, the more they pay you. So, hey, I'm not hating on you, young blood. Get your money, man.
That's facts.
Speaking of bigger ends and bigger pass rushers, the Lions have a guy in John Kaminsky, who they moved all. This is a big man. They moved him all throughout the line. How important can a guy like that, who can play on the inside and get some pass rush, he can play on the outside and get some pass rush, move him around? How hard is that to do as a player, to just constantly move around positions but still have the same effectiveness?
Shoot, hard enough to do, man. That's hard enough to find.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be real. The Lions, we won Fletcher Cox, Vita Vea, Grady Jarrett, AD. We one of them interior guys that can put us over the hump and we'll see another reincarnation of the Silverbacks for the Detroit Lions, man. The front seven.
Yeah, the heavies.
We are missing one, man. And the same to you. I want to see Kaminsky. I want to see more. I want to see more consistency out of him. You know, I see a lot of good, you know, him moving inside and outside. But when I mean consistency in the production as well as being disruptive. You know what I mean? Because if you be disruptive, you got Aiden and you got James on both sides. One of them gonna clean it up. But Detroit Lions fans, we are one, and just hope it falls into our lap, whether it's a later round or the early rounds. This draft, we are one interior guy that's dominant on the run, as well as a threat in the pass rush, away from being a dominant front four, front seven, just like the Philadelphia Eagles. We are one away, man. One.
Yeah, and that's a guy I look at that I saw that they could get in the second round is, I don't know if you've seen his tape or worked with him at all, Sikai Ika out of Baylor. This man, 365 pounds. He can get after the quarterback. He can stop the run. And how important is that to an edge rusher to have a guy on the interior that can also produce some pressure on the quarterback?
Man, boy, I know you was getting sacks back in the day.
Yeah,
man.
we heavyweights, baby.
I appreciate you leading me in, but you saying some things in the point. Absolutely, that's important, man. That's called what? Integrity of the pass rush. Let's say this, guys. You got a pass rush, right? If you got pass rushers all coming, but one is what? One is forward, these two are back, and they're not on the same court, what the quarterback going to do? He's just going to step up. Interior, exterior, whether you run an ET, exit stunts, Pirates, or whatnot, you got to have rush integrity both on the inside as well as on the edge to what? Trap the quarterback just like it's a cage, man. You got to have everything working together in continuity. So I'm one of the skill coaches at the Von Miller Pass Rush Summit. And Von Miller, one thing he said about his interior, he always took care of them. The reason why he took care of them is he noticed he has over 100 plus sacks. He realized that over like 50, 55, 60 of them was off of games. You know why? Because the interior guys were doing a great job pinning the offensive tackle and allowing Von Miller to come in. You got to have continuity, chemistry, however you would like to interpret it in the line, and that helps a lot, man.
Yeah, one of the best defenses we've seen as Detroit Lions fans was that interior when Ziggy Ansah, Cliff Averill, all them guys were eating off of Sue, and Nick Fairley causing chaos in the middle. But you said Detroit Lions need that, and I'm fully in agreement. I caught myself actually last night watching a little bit of Kalaja Kancey. Speaking of Samurai Sack, he's nasty with the hands, a little bit undersized. But as a Detroit Lions fan, Keanu Benton's another name I like too. Spinning was talking about these big guys.
Yeah, my God.
What Silverbacks would you like to fall into Detroit's hands? Like, which ones, I guess, inspire you the most as a Detroit Lions fan?
Man, Keanu Benton, man, he's gonna be a sleeper. And I hope these scouts do their homework because he's gonna fall in earlier than what a lot of people would think, man. He can move. He can play the run. He's extremely aggressive and he's serious. Been working with Keanu Benton for this last year, and man, he's ready. He's coming in with a toolbox, and he's going to be a plug-in guy, a rotational guy right away when he gets into a team. But he has quick. He's like this. He reminds me of a DJ Reader. I would say at this age of where DJ was before he came out, a slightly more polished pass rusher as a DJ Reader. But, you know, when you get compared to the highest paid nose guard in the league, that's a great comparison. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I saw, you know, I'm a Spartan dog myself. I saw, you know, some of the guys follow you. You know, Kenny Willekes, Shlee Calhoun, all the guys like that. Yeah. Who out of Michigan State exactly? Who would you say that you've worked with the best that was really had that knack? Because I love my guy Naquan Jones too. So who would you have worked with out of Michigan State that you said had the best instincts?
So let me talk about man's Kenny Willekes is a. I know he's been hurt, but don't let that fool you, man. It's a reason why he's still with them. Kenny Willekes is a dog of dogs. Mm-hmm. If it was levels of dogness or whatnot, you can't see my hand. That's the level of Kenny Willekes' dog. So the thing with Kenny, y'all know the story. You know, he was in that transitional period of it wasn't normal for guys to sit out during college. I don't know if y'all can follow me with that story. During the time he was going into the bowl game, top player coming out, got hurt, had to come back for another season. I think he was second team All Big Ten as well. Did a great job with his pro day and everything. He was ready. I love Kenny Willikins, man. He loves the craft. Man, he's them type of guys. He'll be in the gym all day and every day. And as he gets healthier and healthier, there's a reason that they keep going. You know how when Joel Embiid didn't play for the last couple, I can see that with Kenny. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Kenny as a Spartan, hey man, you guys should be a proud Spartan dog as Kenny continues throughout his career. Another Spartan dog that I like, Wayne County finest himself, William Golston, man.
Hell yeah.
Just got off of his 10th year. And if you guys don't know, man, especially nowadays in football, guys, shoot, you play 4 years, you a vet, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
10 years, you damn near about to retire or whatnot. But anyway, he's a candidate of the, I think, Walter Payton Man of the Year Award. Man, I like Will Golston. Every time I see him, we work together, we always talk trash, like, hey, man, Wayne County finest, raising good kids or whatnot, man. He's, he's going a transitional period of like, dang, man, I didn't came this far. And he still got some juice left, man. And I like the way that he approaches the game of being, focusing on being technically sound and understanding who he is as a player. Man, William Golston, great guy, man.
Hell yeah.
Coach.
Who else I give you stories of? Oh, well, not just Michigan State. I'm going to move on just to the state. Max Crosby, that's my dude.
Yeah.
That's my dog.
He is a dog.
That's a really good, I mean, he's a astounding person, man. He's as humble as he can be. His attention to detail and his love of the craft is what sets him apart, man. So a lot of guys will be like, hey, Des, I want to be in the NFL. I'm strong, I'm fast, I'm big. I mean, you going to say that to the rest of the league? Everyone's big, strong, fast, blah, blah, blah. But the one thing, listen to Woodward Sports, the one thing that separates a lot of guys, especially as being a pass rusher, you got to be a smart pass rusher. You got to be a smart pass rusher. Smart pass rushers are the ones that can take it to the next level. Not dumb people. Not dumb pass rushers. They don't do what the greats do. And as a smart pass rusher, Max Crosby, we was on FaceTime with Max, right? And he was talking to our guys. He was talking to Keanu Benton. He was talking to Keon White, Marcus Cushing, Bryce Brent. We had a group of guys that, that going to be at the next level. He was talking to them. Man, he had, in his whiteboard, he had a list of players of all the people that he looked up to and wanted to be like, or not necessarily be like, but admire of where they were and where they need to be. And the next thing on his other board, it was like Dexter Laboratory. What move he's gonna do on this play? What?
That's
what
crazy.
He did against Cincinnati 2 years ago. What he gonna do this year against Cincinnati coming into the next season? So Max, man, he's Matt. That's why he's Mad Dog Max, man. I mean, if he was on a better team, he would have been in the running for DPOI. Yeah. But you know how it goes. When you're on a bad team, you don't get the recognition as you should, especially in the voting and in the committees and blase. So he was pretty good, man. Another Coach. Michigan who, Thomas and Kuhn. Thomas and Kuhn out of Central Michigan. He was 4th in the nation of sacks this year, I believe. Yep, 4th in the nation as well. He was in the Senior Bowl as well. I can see him getting into a situation where he will get drafted to a good team and fit in the rotation as a pass rusher that's going to be slept on. Man, I'm looking forward to Thomas and Kuhn coming out of Central Michigan this year. Has great bend, great get off. He's a hell of a leader and a hell of a teammate, man. So you want high energy guys like that in your room, and some other Michigan guys say.
Coach, I appreciate you taking the time. No, you're good, man. I appreciate you taking time to join us here. I'm gonna let you go, but I'm gonna ask you like 2 quick questions. First,
talk to me, man.
Where can people find you, and if they want to send your kids to you, where can they do that at? And then also, if you're Brad Holmes at number 6, who are you taking in this year's draft?
Okay. I'm gonna go to Dang, man, I gotta put it on me like that, man. I'm number 6 in the draft. I am taking. Man, I can't do that, man. I got. I'm as neutral as possible. Man.
That makes sense.
Sacks, man. I'm gonna leave. I ain't gonna fall for that, man. I'm gonna leave that out. I'm gonna leave that one out. But I'm taking a guy that can fluctuate, that can play both. That's a primary inside guy, but he can flex out and play the 5 and play the 6. So anyone that can play on from the 3 to the 6, that's the guy I'm taking at the
Miles
6
Murphy?
overall pick.
Sound like Miles Murphy a little bit now. I'm just saying.